Marcus stood in his kitchen at 6 a.m. watching the coffee drip into the pot. At 54, he'd become intimately familiar with the morning inventory, the slight stiffness in his lower back, the warning twinge in his right knee when he descended the stairs, the way his shoulders protested after a day hunched over his laptop. He'd tried everything. The expensive gym membership gathered dust after 3 months. Running had ended with shin splints. Even yoga, which everyone swore by, left him feeling more frustrated than flexible. His doctor's advice was always the same: stay active, keep moving. But nobody told him how to move when every movement seemed to come with a price. What Marcus didn't know that morning was that he was about to stumble upon something that would change not just his body, but his entire understanding of what fitness could look like after 50. It happened during a visit to his daughter's house. His 6-year-old grandson, Tommy, was showing off a new superpower, holding himself perfectly still in a plank position while counting to 30. Marcus laughed and challenged himself to match the little superhero. 15 seconds in, his entire body was shaking. By 20 seconds, he collapsed. Tommy won easily, grinning with pride, but something sparked in Marcus's mind. That brief challenge had engaged his entire body in a way that felt different from any workout he'd tried. There was no jarring impact, no painful range of motion, just pure, controlled tension. That night, he began researching. The term kept appearing: isometric exercises. The concept was deceptively simple: holding positions without movement, creating tension without motion. What he discovered would lead him down a path that transformed not just his body, but helped him understand why so many people over 50 struggle with conventional fitness advice. Over the next several months, Marcus dove deep into isometric training. He discovered that 5 specific exercises stood out not just for their effectiveness, but because almost everyone ignored them in favor of more exciting dynamic movements. The first exercise seemed almost too simple. Stand with your back against a wall, slide down until your thighs are parallel to the ground, and hold. That's it. Marcus started with 10 seconds. It felt like an eternity. His quads burned, his breath came in gasps, but nothing hurt in that sharp, warning way his knees usually protested. Within 3 weeks, he was holding for a full minute. More importantly, climbing stairs, his daily nemesis, suddenly became effortless. His knee pain, which he'd assumed was permanent, had virtually disappeared. The science behind it fascinated him. Isometric holds at specific angles strengthen tendons and ligaments in ways that dynamic movements can't match. For people over 50 whose connective tissue has naturally weakened over time, this targeted strengthening was revolutionary. The second exercise looked even simpler but proved humbling. Hang from a pull-up bar. Just hang there. Marcus's first attempt lasted 5 seconds before his grip failed. But he persisted, and something remarkable happened. After 2 months, he could hang for 45 seconds. But the real miracle wasn't the timer, it was his shoulders. For 15 years, Marcus had accepted that chronic shoulder pain was just part of getting older. He'd arranged his entire life around it, sleeping on his left side, avoiding reaching for things on high shelves, asking for help opening stubborn jars. The dead hang decompressed his shoulder joints, strengthened the rotator cuffs, and restored mobility he thought he'd lost forever. His physical therapist was astonished. "Most people your age have shoulders that are essentially frozen," she told him. "Yours are moving like you're in your 30s. This one required a resistance band anchored at chest height. Marcus would pull the band to his chest, extend his arms forward, and hold against the band's pull, trying to rotate him. It looked ridiculous. He felt ridiculous. But after just 2 weeks, something profound happened. His chronic lower back pain, present for over a decade, simply vanished. The Pallof press hold built anti-rotational core strength, stabilizing his spine in ways that thousands of crunches never had. His posture improved. His golf swing became more powerful. He could work at his desk for hours without the familiar ache spreading across his lumbar region. Marcus had never even heard of his tibialis anterior muscle until he discovered this exercise. Sitting in a chair, toes pointed up, holding that position against resistance, It seemed absurdly specific. But this tiny muscle on the front of the shin was, he learned, crucial for ankle stability and balance to things that deteriorate dramatically after 50, leading to the falls that so often mark the beginning of serious decline in older adults. After 6 weeks of tibulus raise holds, Marcus noticed he no longer shuffled when he walked. His gait became confident again. He could navigate uneven terrain without that constant low-grade anxiety about twisting an ankle. The final exercise, simply holding a light weight or even a broomstick directly overhead, arms locked, for time. This became Marcus's favorite. It required total body tension, shoulders stabilizing, core bracing, legs grounding. It was meditation and workout combined. More importantly, it restored functional overhead strength. Marcus could put luggage in overhead compartments again. He could paint his ceiling. He could reach for things without fear or compensation. These simple daily activities, which he'd slowly been losing access to, came flooding back. As Marcus's transformation continued, he became evangelical about isometric training. But he quickly discovered why almost everyone skipped these powerful exercises. They weren't sexy. There were no dramatic before and after photos. You couldn't post impressive videos. There was no gratifying sweat-drenched exhaustion. Just you, holding still, shaking slightly, counting seconds. In a fitness culture obsessed with crushing workouts, beast mode, and constant progression to heavier weights, isometric exercises felt passive. Boring, not intense enough. But Marcus understood something that most people miss. After 50, the game changes entirely. The goal isn't to build the biggest muscles or lift the heaviest weights. The goal is to build a body that works, that moves without pain, that maintains independence, that allows you to play with grandchildren and travel and live without limitation. Isometric training delivered all of that without the joint stress, injury risk, and recovery demands of traditional training. 6 months into his isometric practice, Marcus realized the changes went far beyond physical. His confidence had returned. He stood differently, taller, more grounded. The constant background anxiety about his body failing him had evaporated. He slept better. His mood improved. His wife noticed. "You move like you did when we first met," she told him one evening. "I didn't realize how much you'd started moving like an old man." The comment stung slightly, but she was right. He'd been unconsciously protecting himself, moving tentatively, anticipating pain. Now he moved with the casual confidence of someone who trusts their body. His doctor was equally impressed. His blood pressure had dropped. His balance scores were exceptional. Most significantly, his bone density scan, always a concern, showed improvement. The isometric loading had strengthened not just muscles but bones themselves. As Marcus continued researching, he discovered why isometric training was particularly powerful for people over 50 and why this information wasn't more widely known. Traditional fitness research focused on younger populations. The fitness industry profited from complex equipment and exciting, varied programs. Isometric training required almost nothing and didn't change much, not good for business. But the science was clear. Isometric contractions at specific joint angles could strengthen tendons more effectively than any other training method. They could increase bone density. They could lower blood pressure more effectively than aerobic exercise alone. They required minimal recovery time, allowing older adults to train more frequently without overtraining. Perhaps most importantly, they could be done anywhere, anytime, scaled perfectly to any fitness level, and progressed simply by adding time rather than complexity. Marcus now starts every morning with a 15-minute isometric routine. His 5 core exercises, performed consistently, have given him a body that works better at 55 than it did at 45.
He's become the go-to resource among his friends for fitness advice. One by one, he's introduced them to isometric training. One by one, they've experienced their own transformations: less pain, more capability, renewed confidence. What strikes Marcus most is how simple it all is. No expensive equipment, no complicated programs, no need for gym memberships or personal trainers. Just 5 exercises, performed with intention and consistency. The wall sit that once destroyed him in 15 seconds, he now holds for 3 minutes while watching the morning news. The dead hang that tested him at 5 seconds, he casually hangs for 90 seconds between sets of other exercises. His body, which he'd assumed was on an irreversible decline, has reversed course entirely. Marcus's story illustrates a truth that challenges everything we're told about aging. Decline isn't inevitable. Most of what we attribute to aging is actually the result of disuse and inappropriate training methods. The conventional wisdom that people over 50 need to take it easy, avoid intensity, focus on low-impact activities is exactly backward. What older adults need is intelligent intensity, training that challenges the body's systems without damaging vulnerable joints and tissues. Isometric exercises provide exactly that. Maximum muscle tension, zero joint stress, complete control. The 5 exercises Marcus discovered aren't magic. They're simply exercises that work with the reality of an aging body rather than pretending that body is still 25 years old. As Marcus sips his coffee these days now at AM because he sleeps better and doesn't wake with pain, he thinks about all the people struggling the way he once did. People who've accepted limitation. People who've been failed by fitness advice designed for different bodies. He thinks about the simple power of holding still, of creating strength through stillness. Of the 5 exercises that 99% of people skip because they seem too simple, too boring, too unimpressive. And he smiles, knowing that anyone reading this could start today, could hold a wall, sit tonight, could hang from a door frame tomorrow, could begin the same transformation that gave him his body and his confidence back. The question isn't whether isometric training works. Marcus's story, and the stories of countless others, prove it does. The question is, will you be part of the 99% who skip these powerful exercises, or the 1% who discover what's possible when you embrace the strength of stillness? The wall is waiting. The bar is waiting. Your stronger, pain-free body is waiting. All you have to do is hold on.